JDev is back at it here to give everyone another Walking Dead Season 3 episode review video, but before I continue with that, it's extremely important if you're not caught up to the point where I am in watching The Walking Dead, that you pay attention to the episode title. I'll put that title in the description for you. If that's the case and you find out that you're not caught up, then I strongly suggest that you don't watch this video any further, simply to avoid any potential spoilers. This will be The Walking Dead Season 3 episode number 12. The title of this episode is called Clear. This will be my review, reaction, recap of the episode. And keep in mind, I've seen this episode a lot of times, probably 10 times. It's definitely in my top 20. I'm reviewing it for the channel, as well as reviewing it due to the fact that they announced that Season 11 of The Walking Dead will be the conclusion of The Walking Dead original show. So, Rick, Carl, and Michonne go on a scouting run to retrieve weapons in preparation for an impending attack by the governor. Carl privately expresses his reservations about the trustworthiness of Michonne. Along the way, the group does pass a lone hitchhiker and ignores his pleas to stop. And at one point, they had a issue where they were stuck in the mud, and he came running like, "Hey, help!" And they just tried to get ready as soon as possible so they could go. Rick drives them to his hometown and finds that the sheriff's station has been cleared out of weapons. Knowing he gave out several gun permits to local businesses, they go to the town center but find it booby-trapped. A masked gunman from a roof demands that they drop their weapons, but this, of course, leads to a gunfight. Eventually, Michonne tries to go up to the roof while the masked gun person comes down, and then Carl shoots that person as he gets down on the ground, and they find out that masked gun person is Morgan Jones, the first person Rick met after waking up from a coma following the apocalypse. So episode 1 of season 1, Days Gone By. They take Morgan to his apartment, finding a large stash of guns and ammo. Rick sees a drawn map of the town created by Morgan, learning that his neighborhood had been burned out and that Morgan's son Dwayne had turned at some point, according to Morgan. And Rick wants to stay until Morgan wakes up, while Carl offers to search for supplies, including a crib for his sister Judith. Rick does agree, but insists that Michonne come along with him. Carl walks past a baby store to Michonne's confusion and enters a cafe. He takes a picture off the wall of his family as a way to show Judith what her mother looked like. However, they have some issues and some trouble with some walkers within the cafe. Michonne has to pull Carl out, but he drops the picture in the process. Now, Michonne says, "You know what? I'll go get it. You stay right here." Michonne returns inside, dispatches several of the walkers, and obtains the picture, as well as a papier-mâché cat sculpture as a gift for Judith, and reunites Carl safely. Reunites with Carl safely outside, and then they return to the baby store to obtain the crib and other supplies. Meanwhile, Morgan wakes up and instinctively tries to stab at Rick before Rick calms him down, but Morgan is crazy as shit. He's yelling, I don't know you." And Rick's like, "You do know me. I don't know you. You're just wearing a dead person's face." And then Morgan actually stabs Rick, like right up here in the upper chest area. And they both apologize for failing to keep in contact. Once Morgan comes down, he realizes that he does maybe know him, because Rick shows him the walkie-talkie. And that's when Morgan apologizes and Rick apologizes for not keeping in contact after Rick left after the first episode. Morgan sadly mourns the loss of his son Dwayne when he is bitten by Morgan's undead wife. So the last we saw Morgan in the pilot episode, Morgan had the gun scope on his wife, but apparently he couldn't shoot her when she was dead. So because of that, Dwayne got bit and probably turned, according to Morgan. But Morgan's mental state, we don't know where it was, but he could not come to dispatch his wife in time. Since then, he has found a purpose by keeping the town center and nearby buildings clear of walkers, and Rick insists that he come with them to the prison, but Morgan refuses, not wanting to watch everybody die. he does allow Rick to take some of his weapons. He's got more than enough weapons he can certainly share. And the reason why he doesn't want to come to the prison, he's like, what do you need weapons for? Your wife died, you lost another person, who else are you going to lose? That's why you want the weapons. You're never going to be safe. Anyway, Carl and Michonne return, and Carl apologizes to Morgan for shooting him, but Morgan tells him never to be sorry. And then Rick, Carl, and Michonne gather the offered weapons and depart. As they return to the vehicle, Carl lets Rick know that Michonne may be one of them. And then Michonne later talks to Rick, informing him that she saw him talking with his dead wife, but she admits that she also used to have similar episodes in talking to her dead boyfriend. As they drive back, they pass the corpse of the hitchhiker they had passed earlier and ignored earlier. They stop the car only to collect his backpack, and then they drive on. And that's the end of the episode. So clear, it's a great episode. A little slow, but we get the return of Morgan. I have to give this episode an 8. No, actually, let me rephrase that. I have to give this episode a 9.1 out of 10. It's a great episode. A little slow, but it's all that happens, all you find out in this particular episode. And obviously, my character of the episode is Morgan, hands down. But it was thrown in there, and then of course, well, we'll leave this spoiler free. Morgan is a good character, and it's good to see him on The Walking Dead when he randomly appears. So I love the episode. Now I want to hear what you have to say about it. So if you're a fan of The Walking Dead and you absolutely love this series, why don't you go ahead and smash that like button. If you know anybody else that you think would be interested in listening or potentially watching these videos, go ahead and share the video with them. Let them know to share it with others. Don't forget to leave me a comment about your thoughts of the episode, your score of the episode, your character of the episode, your moment of the episode. Anything you want to leave in the comment section, make sure you do that. And of course, last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to this channel, join the team, show your support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return.